After playing with Black Swan for a couple days, I gotta say, the Luca variant of the teams has been one of my favorite, right? Especially against, obviously, the physical weak sides. I did try to slot in Silverwolf instead of Wolfwo, right? Just to kind of force the physical, but this team is the most comfortable. It is smooth. It is great, right? Now, it does need E6 Luca, right? It doesn't need it, but E6 Luca can actually proc the Sacrament of Black Swan after she uses the ult, and that's kind of the base of this run, because without that, you're not able to kill this left enemy, right? Because it has wind resistance, it's not weak to physical, and it's also not weak to wind, right? So unless you're just going to chip away with Run May's basics, it's just going to take way too long. So the only way we're even able to get close to killing it is by taking advantage of Luca's E6 and actually proccing the Sacrament in the same way that Kafka would proc it, right? So now we're going to get this wonderful break. And as you can see, so now that Sacrament is considered as break damage or bleed damage. So Luca is going to trigger it. Look at the green. See that green? So we're going to use that same concept and take this guy out in essentially 2 cycles, because that was the 0 cycle. And now we're going to take him out in not this one, but the next one. It just takes too long. This guy completely ruins the speed of this run, right? But as you can see, one more time, that was a 50k punch, which wouldn't have happened like anywhere near that amount of damage, since it's not physical weak, so we can't apply any bleed to it, right? Which is our main source of like 1 punch damage with Luca, right? And that actually is one of the reasons why the E1 on Black Swan is so good. Right? I haven't activated it on here, so this is E0 Black Swan, but that res shred is going to make the 25% pair with Ron May's 25%, so that's 50%, and that's nowhere near like diminishing returns level. So you're going to take Luke is going to get some massive advantages from having a sub DPS partner that can reduce defense and also increase his res pen, right? So as you can see, one more time, we are going to trigger that. So pretty much 3 times we had to trigger the Sacrament with Luca just to be able to kill that enemy. So now this cycle is way faster than the other side by 1, right? Because both of these guys are physical weak. So when they're physical weak, it's easy. It's genuinely break Luca is just too good sometimes. So we're just going to chip away. Now, I actually think that if I were to target the right guy and do a different order, I might have been able to shave 1 more cycle off this side. But I have school and I have work. I'm tired of re-recording, right? So I just settled for this one. So now this basic is going to get our ult, and it is important that we basic because it will put Luca in range of breaking, although I actually think that it was 1 unit shy. Yeah, because this AoE on Black Swan it's AoE, right? So it's on the ult, so it doesn't do as many units of toughness damage as like a single target ult does, for example, right? But beautiful, we're gonna get that massive break with the Sacrament procs too. Good, and then we'll take pretty much half the toughness bar off that right guy. Perfect. Now here we actually don't even need to cleanse Ron May because her defense is up, so she really doesn't have any purpose, but I just did it for fun, I guess. 220 dot damage, wonderful. Kafka's at 1%, lovely. And re-trigger Ron May's ult, and then we'll just focus on breaking the right guy. And that's it. Yeah, so I think this is where it would have made the difference. See, if I Lucas skilled this person first, then this would have broke, and then if the punch were to one-shot it, then it would have died, right? I also don't know if it had any speed buffs, because if it had any speed debuffs, it would have had 1 more turn in that last action cycle. So this action cycle shouldn't exist if it's played optimally, but doesn't matter, whatever. Right, so here, this is the 1 punch from Luca, and beautiful. So that is Black Swan and Luca. Let's see what the builds were. So for Black Swan, she is at 134 speed with 120 effect hit rate on her signature, and I only maxed out her talent so far. Right, she's on the prisoner set. I should level those up, I really should. And frontline, she can actually hit the 160 threshold if on the turn that you use Huohuo's ult, because Huohuo is on the messenger. So with Ranmei and messenger, she does hit 160 for a tad bit. Now Luca is massive break effect with 200 and just as much break effect as you can get, and he gets that extra from the banditry set and also from Ranmei's from her own ability, right? I do want to get Watchmaker too, so that way she will give an extra 30% to Luca. These Luca teams are so fun. And yeah, just some simple. And shared feeling does actually really come in handy sometimes. That 4 energy, if you use it twice, it does sometimes get you over some thresholds, so you can pop her ult before having to use Huohuo's ult, so you don't waste too much energy. But yeah, so that's it for this Black Swan and Luca versus Kafka MOC 12. Leave your suggestions in the comments, and like and subscribe. Thanks. Adios.